Hola, hola, hola! Welcome to my travel video. So, me and my girlfriend have just spent 1 month traveling around Mexico. We were traveling in the Yucatán Peninsula and Quintana Roo, and we set out to cram as much into 1 month of traveling as possible, whilst on a budget. Whether you're traveling together, alone, if you're old, if you're young, whatever. This video should give you a great insight into the realities of traveling. I've reviewed each place we stayed, and I've gone into great depth into how much each thing cost. So, budget. What did we spend during this trip? Altogether, we spent £1,000 each. That's not including the flights. I'm sure, as you know, Mexico is one of the cheapest places to go on holiday. So with this budget, we were actually living in luxury, and I'm sure that you could half the budget and you'd still be thriving. With that £1,000 each, we divvied it up and we realised we've got about £40 to spend per day, which was more than enough. Also, if you're interested in seeing what I packed for this trip, then be sure to have a look at that video. It's linked down in the description. Anyway, enough talk, let's go to Mexico. Just made it to Mexico. We've just literally landed in Cancun. Got a bus to the centre of Cancun. It literally costs £3. And now we've got a taxi from the centre to the hotel district where we're staying at the moment. We're staying in a Selina hostel. We've got a little private room, little treat. And we got a cheeky 20% discount as well because the hot water's not working. So that's ideal. Just nipped out to get some water. Got invited into 18 different clubs. And we're literally just gonna go to sleep and then I'll do a little walk around tomorrow morning.
Welcome to my crib.
Here we have the bed, nicely made.
Oh, you can't show that up.
We've got the desk area. If you follow me through here we have the bathroom. Open plan sink. Tidiness is key in this place, and the tidier you keep it, the bigger it looks. Shower, even that is a mess. Right, this hostel was actually pretty sick. It was right on a lake and it had crocodiles and lizards everywhere. It was like Jurassic Park. Oh shit. Found one. Fucking, that is terrifying looking.
Oh my god! So cute! God, he's so cute!
He wouldn't be if he had your hand in his mouth. With the hostel being in the hotel zone, there was a lot of expensive restaurants everywhere and it was really hard to find somewhere to get a cheap bite to eat. Just been on the hunt for some brekkie. Tried to find a nice little secluded spot. The only place we could find was this little hole in a window. I'm about to absolutely delete a baguette. A big bonus of being in the hotel zone is you are surrounded by beaches.
Breakfast isn't open till 7:30, so Chris is on the beach.
We had a nice early morning again today because we're not used to the time. So thought we'd catch the sunrise. Looks absolutely lovely. What a way to wake up in Mexico. We made our way onto a cheeky little beach and the waves are absolutely firing. Currently just getting beaten up by waves. Absolutely loving life. Just diving into the biggest ones I can find and just getting folded in half. Watch this body surfing demonstration. It hit my head so hard. Long day of doing absolutely nothing. This is our last night in this hostel and then we're moving to another Selina in downtown Cancun. We're a bit knackered, we're fighting jet lag, so we're just trooping on tonight. We'll have a few beers and hopefully forget about it. I think it's fair to say I forgot about the jet lag. We took a short walk to the closest restaurant and had a great meal, and it was really cheap actually. Two relaxing days later, we're packing the bags and we're heading off to downtown Cancun where we've booked to stay in another Selina hostel for 2 nights. The departure, just taking about half an hour to pack the bags again. Just before we left, I spotted a massive lizard, so I thought I'd record Kiki walking past it.
wanna be a mini me. All these niggas just wanna be a mini me. All these niggas just wanna be a mini me.
Right, once again, the Selina did not disappoint. Another pool, another poolside bar, and it was literally across the road from the bus station, which meant we didn't need to lug our bags everywhere. Hey MTV, welcome to the new crib. We're gonna have two random dossers here and here. We've shotgunned the bunk bed. Simply lovely. Gonna go to the market now. Okay, the market sucked. We were getting hassled left, right and centre to buy bloody key rings and shitty t-shirts. So we walked in the opposite direction to grab some lunch. And this was Kiki's first opportunity to practice her Spanish.
Piños, chimpiños, y arroz, and the tostada, fajita, no pollo. Just
£2.50 for that. Just made our own breakfast for the first time because we've realised we're actually living in luxury. We're buying food everywhere that we go, so we've made our own. And now we're going to get a quick workout done in the wellness centre before we get on the bus and head to Valladolid. Quite a long bus journey. Get a little workout, have a little swim, and then set sail. Ready to get moving, Keeks? Alright, our time in Cancun has now come to an end, so we walk about 60 seconds to the bus station where I now have the chance to practice my outstanding Spanish. Dos to Valladolid? Yeah, that one. Dos. Okay, gracias. No idea what was just said to me. Took about 2 hours on the bus. Not too bad, the bus was actually freezing cold. Driving through, it looks like a very nice old town, very colourful. Our hostel is about a 5-minute walk from this bus station, so that's ideal. This town was absolutely boiling. We didn't have the sea breeze that we had in Cancun, but after a short sweaty walk to the hostel, we checked into Hostel Mamacha.
favourite one so far. It's only the third one. Not that complex, but this was a grand house to a family. The grandma, granddad, son, daughter, grandkids all lived here, and it's pretty big and pretty old.
Yeah, it's like a big barn. How mad is this room? Double bed, bunk beds. That is the barn door. That literally goes out onto the street. I was pretty keen to get moving in this town. There was a cenote not far away that I was really keen to visit. So we visited the local moped dealership in the hope to rent some wheels for the day. We try and rent a moped. We've been informed that the bike for a moped is 500 pesos, which is approximately £17 per day. So we just need to stop eating out and we need to start cooking some food, and we're sorted budget-wise. Absolutely buzzing. That's gonna be us. Found a proper shop. This town seems to have so many pharmacies that sell bags of crisps everywhere.
Look how many avos there are.
That evening I couldn't stop thinking about the moped. So £17, a couple of handshakes and zero paperwork later, I got myself some wheels. Got myself a bloody moped, haven't I? On the bike, I'm gonna go to Cenote LOL-HA today. It's a 1 hour, 10-minute drive. Let's get it. During this 1 hour ride, we were deep into the centre of the peninsula and we got a true feel for the real Mexico. It was boiling hot, we had the wind on our faces, we couldn't have been happier. Still shitting ourselves about the 17 quid bill we just had to endure, we made ourselves some packed lunch and shoved it under the bike seat.
Good smell. Is it warm? Oh, it's actually not warm.
Not too bad, let's eat it now.
Oh, nice.
Mextreme here. Look at that. I'm pretty certain it's one of the less touristy cenotes because it's quite far away and not many people know of it. As you saw from the video, the water is crystal clear. I don't really know what more you could want. During the soggy ride back from the cenote, we spotted a few coconut stands and we could not resist a coco frio.
So good. Perfect.
Where are we going, Keeks?
Playa del Carmen. We've just left the Mamacha hostel and rushed our way to the bus station. Just about got the bus, pushed our way through, and now we're going to Playa del Carmen.
Carmen. Just landed in Playa del Carmen on the way to the Sayab Hostel. Gonna check the bags in and then get some food, I think. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, this hostel wasn't brilliant compared to the ones that we'd stayed at, but it was in the centre of the city, it was cheap, it was cheerful. It actually became apparent that this was more of a scuba diving hostel and they had kit and instructors ready for hire. So if we were scuba diving, this hostel would have actually been ideal.
Does it feel like I belong? Trying to keep it alive on this hungry side for a better.
Before we came to Playa del Carmen, I did no research about it. I looked at it on the map, saw it was on the coast and got excited. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't our first choice of places to go. It was very busy, very touristy. Lots of American holidaymakers come here. And the food was a little bit overpriced compared to what we were used to. But that said, the beach was gorgeous, and if you like a night out, then this is the place to be. Best breakfast yet. Playa del Carmen does not disappoint on the breakfast front. Very cheap as well, about £4 for this lot. Cheap for here anyway. Playa del Carmen took a bit of hunting to find some cheap fresh food, but it was out there.
We're currently at a falafel bar, which is fully vegan. That's two of my favourite things, so what can go wrong?
2 nights in Playa del Carmen finished, we're now heading over to Tulum, which we've heard many good things about.
Currently on the way to find a Colectivo, which is a very small, more rustic minivan that I think a lot of the locals use, and we're going to get it down to Tulum finally, see what we're hyped about. We've had so much good stuff about it, so we'll see how long we stay there, see how long we can survive there with our pennies.
Tulum now. Alright, we're going to go to the hostel, dump the bags and then get some food because we're dying. That way, we're going home. Wow, Daytripper Hostel, what a place. As soon as we entered, the energy was unmatched. It was like a little community. Everyone was so welcoming. We met some great people here. The rooftop bar had hammocks, they were playing some good music. It was just such a friendly, feel-good, welcoming hostel. So I've set out on a little expedition to try and source a bike. We really like this city. I mean, we've just got here, but it seems pretty good. So we're going to try and spend a few more nights here if there's room in the hostel. It's just a little bit more expensive, so we just need to try and scrimp whilst we're here. Bike mission today.
We're at Horizontal. It's on the main road in Tulum. If you're vegetarian or vegan, just tell the guy and he will whip something up so happily, so energetically. He will get you fed for cheap. Massive portions, like could not finish it.
Very well fed. Me and my fat belly waddled over to the local bike hire. Thank you.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
And we're off.
Beach cruising.
Walks like it, pero but in fact is a flamingo. Coming to Havana and we're from Puerto Rico. On a pirate ship, you don't know where do we go. The birds of the jungle chasing fortune and
The Tulum beach is a bit of away from the city centre, so bicycles are probably your best and cheapest mode of transport. Feeling brave and using my mental compass, I thought it would be a great idea to try and guide us to the beach. That didn't go very well. On a bike ride, I think we took a wrong turn. We've gone to the Tulum hotel zone. And oh my god, is it shit. It is chock-a-block with hotels, overpriced restaurants. You can't park anywhere unless you're part of the hotel. So even if you wanted to visit these restaurants, it's an absolute mission. There's no free beaches, So we're pedaling back up now, back past all the hotels, and we're going to the free beach. Also, there's plenty of much cheaper and actually much nicer looking restaurants down this strip, all on the beach. So you don't have to be part of any special Instagram club to get into them.
Here we are, having the best noodles of our life. They're completely endless as well, which is perfect because I'm never full.
Also, budget update.
Oh yeah.
This is about the price of a standard meal in like Zzz's in the UK. It's about 25 quid for both of these and some water. And you don't get that in Zzz's, so.
The birds of Savannah and the birds of Japan got inspiration by watching one. When life's getting tough, he's not dropping his bag. One is that kind who walks on one.
I've spotted over there, there's a little free gym. Some like concrete dumbbells, a few pull-up bars. There's a few lads on it, so I don't know whether I'm gonna have room, but I'll try and get in there, try and get involved. Restaurant just near our hostel does happy hour 9 till 5, so jumped on that. Little cheeky cocktail.
It's called Mil Amores.
Me one mores.
So bad.
No, I was joking, I was saying me want more. Actually, really good night. We went to a very, very lively hostel with a rooftop bar. It was called Straw Hat. Fairly cheap beers. It was 2 for 100 pesos. We met 2 lovely people. We met Ryan and Tiffany. Ryan's from England, big up. And we're just going to chill with Tiffany today, see what's to offer. She's been in Tulum for a little bit longer than us, so I think that she'll know a few good places to eat. So Tiffany was actually friends with the owner of a vegan restaurant, so we thought we'd give it a bash.
Let's rock out with our cock out, baby.
This restaurant is run by a couple called Thomas and Fem. They've made all of these recipes themselves. It's all homemade. This couple are from Amsterdam, and the word lief means love in Dutch.
I'm gonna make it my bitch.
Last bite, bacon, avocado, tomato, sauce.
Oh, dude, fucking 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
We ended up coming back to this restaurant honestly about 7 times. We ate everything on the menu, and it was all 10 out of 10. Also, this restaurant is on the road on the way to the beach, so it's really, really convenient. So I've headed back to trusty Kelly's bike hire to hire a moped to get us to the local cenote. It's about a 15-minute ride. You could do it on bicycles, but you would be on the motorway. Pretty good. We're flying. We're going 0 miles an hour. Absolute piece of shit. Pretty cheap, pretty cheerful, but like nothing works on it. The speedo doesn't work. Sometimes it wants to accelerate, sometimes it doesn't. The power, there's something up with the power on it. But it got us here, so shall I do a burnout? At Cenote car wash, really good for snorkeling. Just seen a turtle. Gonna take the GoPro with us now and see what we can find. Okay, very successful day at Cenote Car Wash. Absolutely beautiful. Very different to LOL-HA. LOL-HA was more of a cliff jump in Cenote. It was in a hole, whereas this is sort of like a lake. Some different species of underwater creatures as well. Also, the water here is actually even clearer than the other cenote that we went to. This morning we're going to another cenote. We're going to Casa Cenote. This one is a bit more near the sea, so I think it's got a few more different creatures in there. Still literally 20 minutes outside of Tulum, so we're on this bad boy again. See how it puts up with it. Oh, bump. Okay, we just finished up at Casa Cenote. It was really good. Saw loads of big fish, loads of different fish that we haven't seen before. They also had a crocodile there, which apparently swims about, but we didn't see him this time. The pricing was a bit confusing because when you get there, they try to get as much money out of you as possible. They try to get you to rent snorkels, they try to get you to get flippers, kayaks, get a tour guide. We just turned up with our own snorkels. They charged us 200 pesos each, and we just got in the water and swam wherever we wanted to. So I don't think it's worth getting a tour really, because you can see whatever you want to see on your own and you can go at your own pace. Yeah, it was almost like a lazy river. It was like the cenote meandered through trees and roots, and it was really interesting. It was so cool. Packing our soggy towels back into the backpacks, we got on the ADO bus and headed to the next location, Bacalar. Bacalar is basically a really nice little town. Good few shops, good few restaurants, and it's all on this massive, like, blue lagoon. This was by far the cheapest hostel that we'd stayed at £6.50 per night. With that, they had breakfast included, which was actually pretty good. Also included in that price tag, there was a beach club, which was insane. They provided a shuttle which picked us up at 11 AM and took us back to the hostel at 4 PM. Sat in a picturesque garden on the lagoon, the beach club was our own private place to doss about, get sunburn and go for a swim. Stinks. Really bad. There was some parts of the lagoon that had some really soft, squidgy clay in it, and when you stood on it and released the gas bubbles from underneath, they stung. So Kiki thought it'd be a nice idea to rub it all over herself. Okay, we've checked out of our very, very cheap hostel this morning. Gone for a little walk and found a really, really nice restaurant called Mango y Chili. Had some breakfast waffles, about £6 each. A little bit on the expensive side, but we thought we'd treat ourselves.
And it was huge.
Okay, this place took the biscuit. This was my favourite place to eat whilst we were visiting Mexico. It had a very, very simple menu. Breakfast, you had a choice of waffles. Lunch and dinner, you had a choice of different burgers. Don't really know what we're doing this evening yet. We've not got a hostel booked, so we're going to rent some bikes and just ride around and ask around in some hostels to see. We're a bit homeless at the moment. I found a fat bike that I want to rent. Just a fairly chilled day. We're doing quite well on budget, so we don't mind spending a bit of money now. Oh yeah, also I got a hat. I'm tired. So on our bike ride we found this gem. Little did we know some people that we'd stayed with in the last hostel were also staying here, and they were so confused as to how we found this place. The woman who runs this place runs it out of her family house, and I honestly don't think she knows the internet exists because this place is on no websites. She also spoke zero English, but somehow we managed to communicate with her through my amazing Spanish, and we bagged this amazing little hut.
Hola! Welcome to our room. We have a bed, private bed, a dark toilet with just randomly in the middle. A bit of artwork. We've got a shower. All of this for $600 a night.
We're en route to Cenote Azul. I think it's about a 20-minute bike ride from where we're staying, which is pretty much in the centre of Bacalar. There's other cenotes on the way, but apparently this one's the nicest looking. Right, about to delve in. Doesn't look too interesting, but we've only got about an hour anyway, so we're just gonna have a swim about. Kiki's picking up fish. She's happy just sat by the side, just picking fish up. Okay, just had a little dip in Cenote Azul. It's not as good as any of the other cenotes we've been to so far whilst we've been here, but it's still like a nice lake with a restaurant, and they're selling some tat as well. So the next part of our journey involved hiring a car to drive to Xpujil, which is basically a small town in the middle of the jungle where we had a tour booked to visit some Mayan ruins. We were hiring the car from Chetumal, which we hadn't heard great things about, but we thought we'd go there the day before to just explore before we hired the car. We currently don't have anywhere to stay tonight in Chetumal, so I think we're just going to get there and hopefully come across somewhere. We're only really going there because that's where we're renting a car from. Right, we actually very easily came across a hostel. It was about 2 minutes from the bus station. It cost £20 a night for this room. We actually went out to explore last night, and we now understand why the prices are so cheap and why there's no tourists here, because there's not much that we've found that we can do. But I think we're not going to film much, we're probably just going to wander around. Okay, so we've made it to the beach in Chetumal. Absolute stunner of a beach here. Taxis are really cheap and very easy to get, so we've taxied around a little bit. Little did we know, our trip to Chetumal was completely pointless. Okay, so we've just been to the car rental place, and we've basically been told about 1 million extra charges. It's ended up being like 100 quid for 2 days. We can get a taxi for that price if we wanted to. We just thought it was going to be a cheaper option. Yeah. Don't rent a car when traveling, it's a ball ache. There's so many extra costs. We booked it online and it was like $25, but no, we get here and there's about £8,000 extra. Pretty stressed out, mildly pissed off, we got on the next bus back to Bacalar. After a very stressful morning, we've decided to come back to our favourite restaurant, but this time we're having their burger. Trying to work out a solution still. We're torn between our tour guide can pick us up, but it'll be about £90, or we're gonna ask around and see what the taxi prices are like, because the only buses that run there get you there in the middle of the night, and no hotels will let us check in at that time. So yeah, we're still trying to find a solution. Whilst using the Wi-Fi, I managed to book a taxi online. It was fairly easy to communicate what we needed, and all of a sudden our problems were solved. Now the taxi was actually quite expensive, but it was an hour-and-a-half journey, and if that was in the UK, that'd cost a bomb. Okay, just got to Xpujil. We're wandering over to a hostel/hotel that I got recommended to us, but we're getting picked up at 6 AM tomorrow morning. So we've not really got much time to enjoy this town, but it was literally just a case of getting here so that we could have our tour. Very excited for our tour. We woke up early the next morning where Giovanni, our tour guide, was waiting for us. As we delved deeper into the nature reserve, Giovanni informed us of some of the animals that were in this jungle. There's pumas, monkeys, crocodiles, and it has one of the healthiest populations of jaguars in the world. As we arrived at the checkpoint to get into the Calakmul ruins, we get our first glimpse into the rare creatures that are hiding in this jungle. It was just a pigeon, but we had a lot further to go. The journey was a good couple of hours, driving deeper and deeper into the jungle, when finally we pull in and Giovanni takes us on a small jungle tour. We learnt about different plants, different bugs, different trees, different animals. Any questions we had, Giovanni would answer them. Jungle tour complete, we now headed over to the ruins, where Giovanni gave us a brief history lesson, and we just had a short walk to this ancient Maya kingdom. The view of the jungle is crazy, because we've been driving through it for ages, so it's cool to actually see what we've been driving through, and knowing what wildlife is in there is such a cool thought. To have been the one to come across this and see these temples, what we were saying was the adrenaline rush must have been insane, because you'd feel like you're on top of the world. It's literally in this middle of nowhere and there's these temples that are so tall. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a bit of a mission to get up and down though. It isn't the place to fall over really. Just been up the final one. The heat is pretty overwhelming. Legs start to get a bit knackered.
So we have arrived at a sacrificial rock. This is where they used to sacrifice people, right on this rock. Whenever it would rain and become noisy or windy, they think we need to sacrifice someone, God is angry.
I think we're done temple running now. Bat cave time. Wow, what a day. Come to an end now. That is it, to a conclusion. I don't think you necessarily need a tour to visit those ruins, but if you want to experience the ruins and you want to experience the wildlife and you want extra information whilst you're there, then a tour is an absolute no-brainer. They literally take you to and from wherever you're staying. There's a lot of driving involved, way more than I expected. Yeah, they gave us a brilliant spread for lunch. We had loads of picky bits, like a proper picnic. We've got a few more days left. We're gonna spend them in Tulum, I think, and we're not gonna film it because we've filmed plenty in Tulum. I think Tulum is just our retreat. It's our place where we go to eat good food, chill on nice beaches. I mean, there are ruins there which we might visit, and there's more cenotes which we could visit. I'm gonna put the GoPro in the bag. A few buses later, we'll be living it up in Tulum for the next few days. Very excited, so hope you enjoyed. See you in a bit.